Hello, hi, hola, handle and greeting Blender 2.8 is what we're looking at now, the beta version. I downloaded it tonight and I've just been messing around with what I think is pretty interesting as add-ons go, the M-Tree add-on. I had seen in preferences certain parts about walking and flying and gravity for the navigation beneath fly and walk. And I hadn't really understood what it was all about. But now I'm beginning to understand. And I get to use this walk around, not with Shift F the way we used to, but with Shift Accent, which is that key up in the sort of top left corner of the keyboard we hardly ever use for anything. We call it a tilde. W, A, S, and D help me move forward, strafe side to side, and move backwards. And then the Shift can help me run forward, and I can't bump into things like a video game. But what's interesting is that if I try to go up with E and Q while gravity is active, it won't let me. But if I press G on the keyboard and now use the letter E, I can go ahead and float upwards, and I'm all very Peter Pan through the trees, and it's a lot of fun. If I press G again, gravity, and I hit the floor. So I don't hit the mesh of the trees, but I do hit the mesh of the ground. I have not told it to respect the ground as a ground. Now this is what I think is interesting, because I never quite understood what jump was all about. I'm pointing my crosshairs at a far tree and I'm pressing the space bar. I teleport there like a Marvel superhero, and it sort of jettisons me like a catapulted chair. Now I'm going to press G so that I can jump up in the air like this and stay with the letter E. But now when I look at that far tree, put it in my crosshairs, and press the space bar, I kind of hang out in the tree, and I can look around and teleport from branch to branch. And if this weren't trees, I don't know if it would be as interesting. Because it feels like I can, like I'm a jungle, well, all right, so it might be my own fantasy, but I feel like a jungle cat. So once again, in that walk mode with Shift and the accent mark, you can go ahead and aim at something with gravity enabled and press that space bar, and up you go into it and then down to the ground. Pressing G on your keyboard while walking and flying, you can look at something. Of course, I got to find something that makes sense here. And press that space bar, and then whoosh, up like a cat into the tree. You can look down and prepare to pounce on your victims. And yeah, it also works jumping down to the floor with that space bar. You don't have to have a branch beneath you for that space bar jumping to work. I just thought that was kind of cool because it lets you examine different vantages in your scene. You can commit to this view with a click on the left mouse button. If you did something you didn't like, you could use your right mouse button and just return to where you came from originally. That's it! I thought I would share that with you because it's just fun to turn your Blender scene, no matter how mundane, into something almost like a video game that you can control and navigate through, finding points of view and just sort of exploring the different angles that your scene has to offer the viewers. So fire up your scene when ready and use Shift Accent to begin looking around. Spacebar and G for gravity. I hope a couple of you get a kick out of this. Thanks very much for watching. I appreciate your comments. Leave them, and I really appreciate your likes because they tell me if I'm on to something. Thanks for watching.